There we go. Alright, welcome. We are back with part 2 of Skald against the Black Priory. So our first delve into this game did not go so well, as we fought we made our character. A little recap here. We made our character. We fought 2 rats. I put myself directly in between those rats. They kicked my ass. I went upstairs onto the deck, and then I got one-shotted and died. All of that took about 45 minutes, according to the last video. Hopefully today goes a little bit better. And, oh, that looks good. Hopefully today goes a little bit better as we continue Skald against the Black Priory. Alright, I need to close this. Sorry, the game minimizes every time I click off of the main monitor. Do we have sound? Okay. Excellent. We are remembering the controls. Shift highlights important or useful things. What's this? It's a door? Oh, it's a box. Okay. That looks like kind of a door. We're going back upstairs. You emerge onto the deck and see 2 groups of men facing each other with weapons drawn. The ship shakes violently in the grip of a storm as lightning tears through the sky. Amidst the din of the storm and their frantic arguments, you bellow for the attention of the assembled crewmen and mercenaries. Oh, whatever, it'll work. Continue. Both the ship's captain and the leader of the mercenaries you hired. No, that's not right. Both the ship's captain and the leader of the mercenaries you hired, a coarse thug of a man named Estavo, turn their attention to you. They look ready to use the unsheathed weapon in their hands at the slightest provocation. At the nearest provocation. They look ready to use the unsheathed weapons in their hands at the slightest provocation. That's probably a good word, too. Let's... mercenaries. Can't ever trust mercenaries. The mercenary leader, Estavo, flicks his dark eyes to you, but keeps his blade fixed on the desperate captain. There's a reason he's known as Fireblood to his men. Estavo, you'll get your money, but let me handle this. Or, Estavo, enough of the theatrics. I think we're going, Estavo, enough of the theatrics. Ah, theatrics, you say? It is not my men who cower like children. For what? Shadows in the water? Shadows will not keep me from my pay. I refuse to let you stand by and butcher my crew. Estavo lets out a short, hoarse laugh. Danger, I don't mind. Working for fools, that's how people get killed. Before you can reply, Estavo whistles, and his men charge at you and the ship's crew. We are fending off the mercenaries. This is just charging again. I didn't read it the first time, I'm not going to read it the second time. And it appears I forgot to heal once again because I'm a dumbass. We're running over here. That's where we're going. We're just hiding. We're just gonna hang out here. Okay, so next is this guy. One hit. He took one hit and he's almost dead. Ice this fool. I didn't kill him. Is this my guy? Oh, why don't you use potion 2 there, champ? This music goes hard though. Get him! Get his ass. Get him! Goddamn! 2 misses in a row. What I'm talking about. My main guy up here he's looking pretty rough though. He's looking like Rocky. One of those Rocky movies. We're gonna take a minute. You rest your sword arm and survey the carnage. Then, suddenly a loud crash as something collides violently with the hull. Surviving mercenaries and crewmen alike fight to keep their footing as the ship lurches. Alamy, I am too important to be a foot soldier. Suddenly, huge, monstrous. Suddenly, huge, monstrous tentacles burst from the water around the ship. For a split second before the terror sets in, you wonder what Estavo must be thinking as the monstrosities loom over him. After reaching their full height, the tentacles curve inwards and smash into the ship. Some pierce straight through the deck, others snap the masts like they were matchsticks. You stand, frozen in place. Through the haze of splintered wood and panicked screams. Let's try that one again. Through a haze of splintered wood and panicked screams. Goddamn. Through the haze of splintered wood and panicked screams, you notice Roland. He throws himself out of the way of a tentacle, but begins to fall overboard as the ship lurches once more. No, Roland carried that fight. You dash towards the ship's fractured rail, dodging holes in the deck and wounded men, beseeching you for help. Roland hangs from one arm near from the side of the ship. Beseeching means kind of like begging you for help. So I want to add that one. That is at 9:32. Beseech. We are trying to grab our boy Roland. You lunge. Oh no, I read too early. You lunge for Roland's arm, but he loses his grip and your fingers close only around thin air. You miss him by an inch. He falls wordlessly downwards. You watch as he is swallowed by the raging sea. your ship is listing fatally, and you see the great tentacles high above you, poised for the... It's not coup de grace. That's not how that's said. Coup de grace. Of course it is. Coup de grace. Okay. Let's try that line one more time. You list the ship is listing fatally, and you see the great tentacles high above you, poised for the coup de grace. Poised for the coup de grace. Man, didn't know I'd be practicing my French today. As you jump, you hear the terrible rending of wood. As you jump, you hear the terrible rending of wood giving into the flesh. The impact of the water winds you. The waves pummel you down. The currents beseech you to go deeper, ever deeper. Peaceful blackness. This was a quick game. I guess I'm just drowning. Two weeks earlier. A guardsman dressed in the livery of the noble house Baron. The guard scowls somewhat at you. Armsmaster Lyra waits you in the main entrance. You best talk to her if not already done so. Does it cancel out the music? An aging, armored man in the livery house of barons stands and scowls at you. Eyes like coal peer out from a craggy face, fringed top and Eyes like coal peer out from a craggy face, fringed top and bottom with wild white hair. Going to return his challenging stare. The older man crosses his massive arms, stretches forward, and leans towards you. So, young this is an old man. So, young sellsword, come looking for a scrap, have you? Though his voice is full of gravel, there's now a glint in his eyes, as though the old coals have begun to warm up. Stand aside, old man. I have business with your lord. Disappointment clouds the man's face as he calls after you. Very well, very well. I guess you're no longer the lad I remember. Lyra awaits at the main entrance. She'll take you to the master, for better or worse. Can I talk to this guy again? I have nothing more to say to you. This is a dog? I pet the dog! Dog says woof. He's not saying anything new. A woman stands before the main gate. I can't read. A woman stands before the main entrance to the villa. Her posture speaks of a graceful, coiled power, that of a dueling ace. No doubt she's the new master-at-arms for House Baron. As you approach, she offers a quick, neat bow, just low enough to be respectful. Greetings, a common now. Master Kato welcomes you back to House Baron. Let's try that one again. Greetings, a common now. Master Kato welcomes you to House Baron. The master is eager to meet with you and is ready at your leisure. However, if you wish to refresh yourself first, he suggests you visit the kitchen for some food, and then perhaps walk the grounds and gardens. Why have I been summoned? Why the maze? Why the maze? This estate was your home for many years, despite the circumstances you left it. Perhaps the master feels it would do you good to revisit some old memories. Lyra's eyes narrow in a barely perceptible form. Perceptible? Frown. Also, this is frown. I can't read this damn pixelated language either. Lyra's eyes narrow in a barely perceptible frown. Or some old ghosts. Perhaps it would. Nope, wrong button. Excellent. Although I'm sure I should be doing a girl's voice for this. Excellent. Though I'm sure you still know your way around the grounds. The kitchen is in the building to the east, in the garden and hedge maze to the west. Come back and check in with me once you've stretched your legs. I do not hope there's very many women in this game because I can't do that very much. You'll find the kitchen in the eastern end of the courtyard. The garden and hedge maze is to the west. This is making me hella dizzy. And I needn't remind you, it's a poor idea to enter the maze without a lantern. Good evening, my lord. Let's go. Can I do something with this? I don't want to do enemies. Yeah, just smother that fire. No, smother it. Can I smother this dog? Oh, I can't smother the dog. Which is a good thing. That'd be absolutely awful. Alright, I know where the goddamn kitchen is. He has nothing more to say to me. Charmed, I'm sure. Don't tell me you've an audience. There's a wizard? No, he's just trying to tell me where the damn kitchen is. You stand before the gate to the hedge maze. It stirs old feelings of both dread and elation. The sound and smells of the estate grounds, as they were long ago, call to you from a distant memory. You feel you could easily plunge into their depths. You're going to let yourself go and remember. Which daydream is it this time? Are you valiantly defending me from rebels again? Embla throws a pine cone at you, snapping you from your reverie. That's a good word, too. This is 1930 Reverie. Embla throws a pine cone at you, snapping you from your reverie. She's 10 years old, and you're a year her senior. Let's play hide and seek in the maze. I'll hide. You faintly hear someone yell her name from the distance. You better run, Star Child. Only my mother ever calls me that, Embla says, frowning. Where'd you hear it from? Before you can reply, she flings another pine cone at you and darts off into the maze. You hear a man's voice yell Embla's name again, much closer now. Either way, she's lost to you in the winding passages of the hedge maze. Your memory tugs at you, urging you onto the center of the maze. I feel like the intonation could have been better on that one. Your memory tugs at you, urging you to the center of the maze. Well, let's go. Do I have a lantern? Oh, how do we do mazes? You put your hand on the right side and you'll always leave. I say, I'm quite lost. You stand at the... Holy shit. You stand at the center of the maze. It feels much less impressive than you remember. The ornamental pond was once an ocean, the rock at its heart, a windswept island. You found me, daydreamer. You remember the tone of her voice and can almost see the impish 10-year-old girl wading through the pond. Why do you always come here? I like the water. It's so calm. Embla shoots you a mischievous look. You notice the faintest tang of ozone. This tang is another good word. We'll go 5. Tang to tang, tang, tang. She makes a slow motion hop through the water, her fingers trailing the pond surface. Where water and skin meet, strange colors bleed and spread across the surface. Embla, you'll get in trouble. Stop it. Embla moves her fingers across the water's surface like a painter's brush. Colors spill across the pond, and for a sleeping moment, you fancy that you can hear cloud-topped mountains. Or was it the ramparts of an impossibly large city, reaching towards the heavens? The silence is shattered by a shout, along with the beguiling images. Mistress Embla, the master requests you in the house immediately. That's my father. Something's wrong. No, that's not good. That's my father. Something's wrong. It's mother. She's ill again. I think I caused it, with what I can do. It poisons her mind. How long until mother isn't mother, or father isn't lord, or your father isn't master? Try that one more time. How long until mother isn't mother, or until father isn't lord, or your father isn't master at arms? How long will any of it last? Everything falls apart at the end. Do you ever feel like everything is a lie? There's a veil that covers everything, but in some parts, it's thin enough to see through. Embla starts as your father steps breathily. Embla starts as your father steps breathily into the enclosed garden. He's red-faced from exertion and anger. Young lady, you can't run off like this. The whole estate is looking for you. Your mother is ill and needs you now. Your father shoots you a stern glance. I'll deal with you later. Embla says nothing as your father grabs her by the arm and hauls her past you, back to the house. She doesn't meet your eyes as you pass. She doesn't meet your eyes as you pass. Finding yourself back in the present, a chill has crept into your bones. You best move on. Right hand. Oh, no, that's left hand. Do I know my rights from my lefts? Alright, that's kind of what I figured. So it's just going to loop around anyway. I guess I got rid of the fog of war. Except for this spot. No, it's not. This soundtrack, though, like, I can vibe with it. Make a sick beat out of it. Gotta add some drums. You enter the kitchen and a pair of scullions offer a hurried bow. I don't know what a scullion is. 3... Nope, that's wrong time. We'll do 27:45. Scullion. Scullion is not a commonly used word. I have no idea what it means. Also, if you want the definitions to bellow, provocation, beseech, reverie, I was going to add them into chat, but I just forgot about it until now. Wow, we can go over any definitions of any words. Just let me know. Tang and scullion are also on the list. Alright, let's try this one again. You enter the kitchen and a pair of scullions offer a hurried bow. It's all so much quieter, emptier, and gloomier than you remember. Of course, old Magda is no longer where she used to be, sitting by the oven, kind, red-faced, and tending to a shank of lamb. We are going to reminisce. You remember the matronly woman as she sat, humming to herself, pouring fat over the roasting meat. Child, come here, will you? Magna was always a beacon of kindness in a childhood where such qualities were few and far between. We are going to Magda. Magna clasps you gently with her tubby hand. Have you eaten yet? Before you can answer, she produces a small bundle of treats from her apron and hands it to you. As soon as the master of arms in the great house baron, as son to the master at arms for the great house baron, you did not go wanting, materially at least. Thank you. Magna looks at you with kind in her eyes as you pick at the bundle. He's here again, down in the cellar. He's not so good, my child. Sleeping now, but it would be best if you got him to bed before his man. Okay, let's try that one again. He's here again, down in the cellar. He's not so good, my child. Sleeping now, But it would be best if you got him to bed afore his men see him like this again. The knot in your stomach is as real now as when it was. The knot in your stomach is as real now as it was when you were 12. I'll go get him. Don't worry, he won't make a fuss. He just needs time. You know what's coming now. Deep wounds take a long time to heal. The old woman turns back to her meat and resumed her meandering humming. The old woman turns back to her meat and resumed her meandering humming. The sound of a man clearing his throat snaps you back out of your reminiscing. May I help you, my lord? The man in a chef's outfit offers a hoarse voice. I don't need to chat. I don't need to type. A 4 is just like... It means before. It's pretty much the same, but they kind of use it as like an old, lower class kind of slang in things like this. But yeah, it just means before. It's kind of like a stylized word. It's kind of like saying bout instead of about. The chef offers a short bow and a tired but serene smile. I am the Chef Armand, and my humble kitchen is at your disposal, my lord. Sadly, I was told of your arrival only minutes ago, and my oven must be fired up again. You must be famished. My suggestion is thusly. While I stoke the fire, you run down in the pantry and fetch some cured ham and cheddar cheese. I will then teach you to cook my renowned melted cheese sandwich, and you shall never want for an evening meal as long as you live. Splendid. The pantry is west of the wine cellar, and the cheese is kept in the northernmost room. Return when you have the cured ham and cheddar, and I shall provide bread and instructions. Now venture forth into the underworld. Where's the cellar? Use the hatch in the floor over there. Armand points to a wooden hatch by the wall. It's quite dark down there, but there should be a lantern in a chest near the stairs. Good luck. Chef Armand wanders back and forth, tending to the fire and keeping his kitchen tidy. He has the gait of a man who has been on his feet for far too many hours. Gait is another word. This would be 3350. Gate. Where's the cellar again? I'm sure I'll be able to find it. Yeah, he did make that grilled cheese sandwich sound really, really important. Empty bottles litter the floor of this room. You chuckle to yourself as you imagine the kitchen staff in their wine tasting sessions. No doubt much revelry has taken place here. Then a cool gust of air from the passage to the north. The wine cellar lies that way, and you can almost hear faint sobbing. Ghosts, no doubt. I guess I'll take that lantern. Don't remember how to use the lantern. Equip the lantern. Is it equipped? T. Press T. 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 Is there anything I can rob down here? I got kind of some sticky fingers when it comes to RPG games. You're gripped by a long hidden memory upon entering this part of the cellar. You sealed it away, but in doing, preserved its strength. And now, it demands freedom. You can still recall smelling him before you could make out his writhing shape in the dim light of the cellar. Mistress Valeria, open the door! Your father doesn't even notice you in the throes of his intoxicated ramblings. How could they take her? Her chambers were locked from the inside. Where is she? Throw is a pretty good word, too. Maybe ramble, too. We'll do throws and ramble. So we'll do 30, just 36. Try to shake some sense into him. Your father jolts upright, the bloodshot whites of his eyes glaring out into the darkness. We found her, wandering the forest outside the estate. Mistress Valeria. Help this drunk bastard stand. Haltingly and leaning heavily on you, your father manages to stand. She was never the same. Whatever happened broke her. It was the girl, you know. The seed was planted in Valeria that night. But how could you know? You were but a babe yourself. You help lead the now sobbing man out of the cellar. Stop it, father! Lord Cato trusted... Cato? I think I said Cato. Lord Cato trusted me, and I failed him, but Valeria was the one to pay the price. Mine broken, and that spawn of a child. Your father's voice seized with fury. Enough! Don't talk back to me, you bastard! What do you know about honor? As much as your harlot mother. Damn! Drunk dad's kind of a dickhead. Your father steps away from you, unsteadily, tears streaming down his contoured face. You know what? I'm gonna punch this drunk bastard. You draw a ragged breath and snap out of the memory, your knuckles white. You're alone in the damp cellar and don't particularly feel like dwelling there. I'll add harlot too, just to say that I did. Whew. Is there anything to steal over here? I see some stuff to steal over here. Get this boxes open. Yeah. What are you doing? Get this meat. I don't know if he needs all this cured ham, but I'm taking it. What's this thing? That glowed up, didn't it? Oh. Look at all this damn cheese! How many grilled cheese sandwiches am I making? God damn. Where's the ghost? Wasn't there a ghost? Or is it the ghosts of my past? Game saved. I think this is the main. What a fucking dream. I just want a house where I can have an entire room for cheese. Man, if I had a mansion, let's say my English lessons really take off and people just love me. I'm on fucking Oprah or some shit. I would want a house that just has a bunch of rooms so I can segment everything. Oh, this room is for cheese. This is my cheese den. Or this is my music room. This is my gaming room. This is my movie room. This is my room to put random shit that I just doesn't have anywhere else to go. What a life that would be. Chef Armand wanders back and forth, tending to the fire and keeping his kitchen tidy. He has the gait of a man who has been on his feet for far too many hours. I have the ham and cheese. Let's see if I don't remember my Chef Armand voice. Perfect. First of all, here's some bread. Now, the cauldron is quite empty and just warm enough for you to use. Remember, you need both bread, ham, and cheese to make this perfect sandwich. Now go, give it a try, and bring me the result. I shall see if you have it in you. I am an honored, invited guest to this guy's mansion. And here I am making myself a grilled cheese sandwich in a cauldron. I'm not sure how you make a grilled cheese sandwich in a cauldron. I can make a cheese plate. I'm giving back my cheese and shit. Isn't both supposed to be for 2 ingredients? What do you mean? Turn off this guy's stove. Shit. Armand wafts the scent. Oh, that's a good one too. Wafts. Armand wafts the scent of the grilled cheese, or the grilled sandwich, towards his nose. Ah, the crust of the bread, the softness of the cheese, the savoriness of the ham. Perfection. Oh, yeah, I didn't know. Yeah, you would use both for only 2 ingredients, but there are 3. I didn't catch that. You shall never again go hungry in the night. Grilled cheese sandwiches sound pretty damn good right now, though. Speaking of things that sound pretty good, I'll be right back. I need a hydration refill. Bink. Okay. We are back, hydrated, dehydrated, and with canned cheese. My guy, you gotta get out of the fucking way. I did all of this. Did I not complete the hedge mage? The maze? Very well. If it pleases you, the master is in his office, just ahead. And note, once you meet with the master, things may move quickly, and you may not have another chance to walk the grounds. Yeah, I remember. I suppose you do, but I'll escort you nonetheless. A flicker of a smile plays across her face and beckons for you to lead the way. Cheese. Oh, my cheese can is out. Opulence is another good word. Okay, so the opulence has faded, the shadows longer. Clearly much has changed since the last time you were here. Try to remember how long it's been. It's been years, perhaps decades since you were here. Not since your father was the house arms master. Not since. You must have your wits about you, and perhaps now is not the time to dwell on painful memories. Not since. What happened? Not since your father's exile. You were no more than 12 when you were driven from the household. Hard were the years that followed. The mercenary's life is bloody and unforgiving. Those years stole your childhood, and eventually they took your father too. But your father always insisted, to his dying breath, that his failure had been his own, that he had gotten the fate he deserved. The memories are painful, nonetheless. Flanking the doorway are two marble statues. The craftsman is stunning, but the sight of the two women depicted fills you with sadness. One you recognize immediately, Valeria Baron, the mistress of the house. You remember her as a gray ghost, absent and unwell. The other statue depicts the girl you once knew so well, Embla Baron, daughter of the house, and now a woman grown, strong, and clear-eyed. Her likeness has none of her mother's cowed timidness. How's my girl doing? How fair is Embla? Lyra's eyes flicker ever so slightly. You should hasten to Master Baron. He's long been impatient to see you. But what of Mistress Valeria? The mistress is vacationing in the countryside, Lyra answers curtly. Kato Baron sits tall in a tasteful but modest reception room. He looks less imposing than you remember, and with a few more crow's feet. Nonetheless, he's lost none of his composure or air of casual authority. You take a seat across a formidable desk from him. The study, like the rest of the villa, is half lit, giving a morose cast to its opulence. We'll add morose. Morose. Some people call me morose. Some people call me Maurice. Some people call me the gangster of love. The older man's face creases into a tired but genuine smile, which momentarily lifts some of the room's oppressive mood. It's a mercy to see you again. Your own man and in your prime, Kato says before a frown consumes his smile. It's just a shame our reunion is overshadowed by the fates of those we love. But perhaps, together, we can yet improve our collective circumstances. So you know my father is dead. Kato leans forward, hands clasped beneath his chin. I shan't deny it. I was saddened to hear of his passing. Despite everything, I remember him fondly. Kato leans back again. His eyes go distant. He failed in his duties. I lost the voice. He failed in his duties. For an arms master, there is no greater shame than a lapse of vigilance. He drove himself into exile. A pregnant pause. He failed her. Your father's exile was a sorrow to me. Yet he could not remain in the household for Embla's sake. The loss of a mother is tragedy enough without being reminded of it. Embla, don't hide behind your daughter. Your anger is understandable. The hardships you must have suffered on the road are written in your face. Such is the cost of mercenary work, I suppose. But do not presume to understand the forces that were at play, and still are. Just tell me why I'm here, old man. Embla is missing. Kato's voice quivers momentarily, betraying his stoic features. Alright, if you're heading off, I'm probably going to wrap up after this dialogue. If you want to stick around till the end of the dialogue, or just catch it later. If you're getting off, I'm probably going to get off too. Now I beg of you, Akama now. Help me find my daughter. Help her return home, where she belongs. What happened to her? She left without notice, a week ago. From the scant clues we had, we believe she boarded a trip bound for one of the outer isles, Idra. She went of her own free will. At the time, I thought little of it. Since then, however, there have been reports. Grave ones. No one, in no words, has left Idra in days. Rumors has it even Imperial augurs are in the dark. I know not how this touches the fate of my daughter, but she must be returned to me, one way or another. Any idea why she left? Oh man, this is a lot of dialogue. Something has been building in her for years, an aptitude of sorts. But I suspect you already knew. In any case, it's grown much stronger lately and drives her in ways I cannot understand. I suspect she is looking for answers. And what the fuck do you want me to do about this, man? Hire mercenaries, travel to Idra, and begin your search in the port of Horan. Horan? Okay. Sounds like an interesting place. From there, I trust you to do what needs to be done. Spare no cost. Just bring back my daughter. Mercenaries? Yes. If nothing else, the port will be dangerous enough. That is why I have summoned a rolling gray eye to me. A crude but effective sellsword that I've made good use of before. He shall accompany you on this task. Rolling gray eye? The man is a grizzled veteran. He may have slowed with age, but his experience and reliability more than make up for it. He is also much respected by similar men, and so will be instrumental in hiring a reliable crew. Take it into consideration. Kato shows his upturned palms beseeching. I know this thing I ask of you is fraught with danger, but this is your chance at improving your fortune, materially, and in honor. What say you? I accept, for Embla's sake. Kato smiles softly, visibly relieved, and for a moment, he looks like the man you remember. Have you any final questions or matters to discuss? Time is, as I'm sure you appreciate, of the essence. Of the essence is a pretty good phrase, too. No, that crew sucked. I hope they didn't, pay too much for them. 58, we'll say 30 of the essence. Let's just get on with it. Please end this dialogue. Oh god, there's more. Kato stands with poorly concealed effort. And Akama now. You stand and meet his gaze. Return her to me. There is no other outcome of this affair. You know what? Fuck this guy. We're just leaving. Chapter 1. Plus 800 XP. Alright. I don't remember how to save. Maybe I need to make a camp. Oh, Jesus. Slowly you drag yourself from the cold water onto the relative safety of solid rock. You try, and fail, to stagger forwards as exhaustion washes over you in a great black wave. Oblivion takes you before you hit the rocky ground. You're awoken by the cacophonous cries of gulls circling you. Cacophonous is another really good word. It's not used so much, but I really like it. Your body is a mass of pain and exhaustion. Covered in 1,000 cuts and scrapes, the large white birds gather around you in eager anticipation. What a magnificent feast your bloated corpse would make. Minutes, or perhaps hours, pass as you lay unmoving, trying desperately to will some warmth back into your body. You finally manage to force your eyes open. By some miracle, you're not only alive, but you find yourself on the shores of the cursed island of Idra. Strewn around you is the wreckage of the Zephyr. You see no other survivors. Lest you find equipment and companions soon, you may have cheated death in vain. Your character is critically injured. This means you have taken enough damage to reduce both your vitality and wounds. The green bar under your character's portrait represents your vitality score. Vitality is a buffer to your wounds. As long as you have vitality, you won't take any serious wound damage. Vitality is easily lost and easily regained. So that must be like shield. The second purple bar represents your wounds. Losing wounds is much more serious than losing vitality. Reaching 0 wounds can mean your character falls unconscious. Wounds can also be recovered by resting or leveling up. Whenever you take wound damage, you gain an injury condition as indicated by the icon on the portrait. Injuries confer serious penalties to your character and can only be removed by resting. Making camp and resting is the surest way to restore an injured character. Note that resting is not possible in every location, so plan accordingly. I don't want to spot something. I want to go on shore. I want to make a camp. I want to save. Roland is, I thought, dead. Game autosaves when you make a camp. That's all I need to know. To fully recover from injuries, your party members must be well fed. Normally 10 points of food is required per party member to recover 100%. Add food to your inventory by double-clicking it. Need to select camp activities for your party's numbers. These provide bonuses based on your character's skills. Do I have any food? I don't. Begin rest. Camp activities begin. Okay. Now I want to main menu. And now if I click load, it's an autosave, which is not... Oh, shit. Go back. No, main menu. Save. Save. Okay, game saved. Thanks for coming and hanging out today. God, it's already 4 o'clock. Yeah, let me know what you thought of this game. There's a lot of dialogue and not a whole lot of action. Save from menu. Oh, I guess that is the menu button, isn't it? Anyway, yep. Have a good one, and I'll talk to Elemi on Friday. If there's anybody else watching that I'll see on Friday, I will see you also on Friday. All right, bye-bye.